Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Hivemind Recap Podcast 2021 Awards episodes. It's finally here. It's the end of the year. The end of our first full year as a podcast. We started this in 2020, around the time that the COVID pandemic started. This year, 2021, was our first full year doing this thing. And it's crazy to think that we're finally at the end. Justin, Derek, Jacob, how y'all feeling tonight?
I want to say that kind of reminiscing about this year, I'm really glad starting, I think it was August of this year, that we started doing like the singles, like we would each pick up to a certain number of singles.
Yeah.
I feel like that's give us more breathing room.
I agree. Yeah.
In what we do.
Sure.
I remember like early on, I'll let you get to that, Justin, but like early on, I was like, oh, if we feature like a small band, I want to feature like all the material they're doing, just like give more praise for smaller bands. And not to say we don't care about the smaller bands, because we do talk about a lot of them, but there's also a lot of them that we've talked, they release one good song, then the next song they release is like really underwhelming. And it's just like, we don't have to talk about that anymore, or with the new format that we've decided on. And it really does feel like a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, it also gives us like more time to listen to all the stuff and like actually give other opinions.
Give more opinions on the music we're actually more passionate about.
Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely.
Better discussion too, because we all care about what we're listening to.
You know? And I think that especially rings true with tonight's theme. To transition back into the awards episodes, we have
wait. Before you do that, I know your transition was great and all, but Taylor, just 1 second. I also want to give a shout out to all of the bands that helped us with the after hours stuff.
Thanks.
The three of them,
Nevertell and Paul Patrome. That was an experimental shit as well, and I'm really glad that that's come to fruition and is something that we can explore more further.
Absolutely. Hope to get more of them out next year. I know we only got 3 out in the period of 12 months this year. Hopefully we can bump that up to like maybe 6 or 7 next year. 5, 6, 7, maybe. I think one every 2 months is doable.
Potentially, it just really depends on who we can get.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Anyway, back to my transition. Speaking of stuff that we're really passionate about, that is what these next 3 episodes we're recording are going to be. This is episode 1 of our Hivemind 2021 awards, and we have a couple of superlatives, and to cap off the episode, we are talking about our top 5 songs of the year. We are going to be mentioning our full top 10 list, but we're only going to be discussing each of our top 5s just for time constraints. We will be reviewing the full top 10 list before each of us mention our number 1 picks. So if you're curious about the full top 10 list that we have, wait till we talk about our number 1 songs. We'll be talking about it then and there. Before we get into the superlatives, just want to share social media real quick. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at HiveMindRadio_. Follow us on Spotify at Hivemind Radio Recap. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Why did I say channel?
Good try.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Hivemind Radio, where we post the episodes and clips from the monthly recaps and our after hours episodes and stuff like that, and live stream each episode at the beginning of the month. We are not live streaming these episodes just to I don't know, we did it. I forget exactly why we didn't do it last year, but it feels right to not live stream these episodes.
They're special.
They are special, true.
Yeah, they're special, and I feel like not live streaming them could give Jake more room to edit them together.
True, very true. The surprise factor, I think that's probably more it.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
But yeah, I think that's all of the shilling that I have to do. Thanks to everyone that has supported us this year. I know Justin has mentioned the After Hours episodes. Thanks to them for coming on and supporting us. Thanks to all the fans for supporting us and listening to us ramble about music for many hours this year. And I'm excited to cap off a fantastic year of music with all the superlatives that we've got coming up.
Or not so fantastic.
Or not so fantastic.
True.
Especially one of the superlatives we got. Just as a rundown, we have split up into 3 episodes. So we're doing singles this episode with some superlatives, and then we have some more superlatives and EPs next episode, and then our final episode, same as last year, is dedicated solely to albums, top 10 albums.
The big one.
The top 10
albums.
The big boy.
One. Yeah.
There are some new superlatives as well as some old
Mhm.
ones brought back from last time. I don't think there's any of them that we didn't do that we're not doing this year that we did last year.
Everyone that
idea.
we did last year, I believe we're doing again this year, and I think we
Okay.
just added 2 or 3.
Yeah, we've just split them up just because I think we've got 8 this year, and doing 4 and 4 on
Yep.
both the other episodes just kind of give them more space and hopefully not kill Derek.
Your
Uh,
consideration is both noted and appreciated.
I want to make it clear before we get into this first superlative that all of us have struggled significant amounts with separate awards here.
Not me.
Myself, I have really struggled with this first award that we're going to be talking about. Derek, you have struggled with the big ones, the top songs, EPs, well, not EPs, but
Welcome.
top songs and albums. Justin is in eternal pain. Jacob, I don't know, he's kept pretty secret about his struggles.
He's sick. Like he's bodily
Oh,
in
shit.
pain.
I
Mentally,
was
he's
stressed
fine.
about this. I was so stressed about this that I got sick.
Well then, I think that's all we need to talk about to open up the episode. Let's get into our favorite verses of the year. We're doing runner-ups for these, yes?
Yes.
I have a runner-up.
Yes. Okay, good. All right, so my pick for the best lyric verse chorus award, I'm gonna call it the honorary Talk to a Friend award. My runner-up for best lyric verse chorus of the year is the bridge from Bad Decisions by Red Hook, which goes as follows. The vocal delivery makes this extremely powerful. Okay, now please don't think I'm trying to glamorize all the shit that I despise about myself, because my mental health is tenuous at best from all the pressure and the stress of other people's expectations. I'm crushed by the weight, so I self-medicate to escape. Then I just make more mistakes, can't break this stupid cycle of self-hate. Banger.
Damn.
Now, for my winner pick for my favorite verse, chorus, bridge is yet again another bridge from another song. This one goes to the bridge of Are You Listening by Rivals.
I get so caught up in me, forget what it's like to breathe. And if there's one thing you made me hate, it's me. We don't speak.
That is a fantastic pick.
So let me speak the lyrics of this bridge real quick. I know I'm probably going to play the clip in editing, but just so you guys know, the bridge is, I get so caught up in me, forget what it's like to breathe. And if there's one thing you made me hate, it's me. When we don't speak, you only let me drown. You can't leave because you weren't around. If there's one thing you made me hate, it's you. It's kind of a play on, so like someone was throwing you down in the dumps and they're making you hate yourself. But as you grow up, you realize that you aren't the problem. It's the person that was putting you down that was the problem. And I think the way that they worded that from, and if there's one thing you made me hate, it's me. And then a couple more lines, if there's one thing you made me hate, it's you. Just absolutely incredible. There's so many lyrics that I could pick from that song that I think are absolutely fantastic. Honestly, I think it might be one of the most underrated songs of the year. I know it's one of the least played songs on that album, which is absolutely criminal if you ask me.
Ridiculous.
It is such a fantastic song. I nearly picked a line in a different verse for this song. That's how strong I think this song is. And how strong I think the bridge is. There is no band that nails a bridge like Rivals does. And I think this is just a perfect example of it.
I will raise you Normandy on that point, but I think I'll give Rivals.
Okay, fair
No,
enough.
this is one of my top 3 favorite songs off this album, and I'm
Yep,
really glad to
same.
just include this. Just incredible lyricism. all across the album, especially
I
this one.
was like, oh my, picking that as my nomination for this award caused me so much mental stress. Because like the reason I call this the honorary Talk to a Friend award is because Talk to a Friend was such an easy pick last year, and this year there's like 7 different songs that I probably could have picked for this award, but the emotional delivery of that bridge combined with the lyricism, just it feels like the right pick. That brings us to Justin, your
Now, Jay,
favorite verse, lyric, chorus, whatever.
Jake, I think my top one is gonna combat your top one, unfortunately, which is all right because we can agree to disagree.
Okay.
My honorable mention goes to the tone shift in Isotope's Die Alone from their second verse, Release That Rope because my destiny is not a noose, to the final verse, Release That Rope, you motherfucker, because it's not for you. My actual best verse is Holding Absence, No More Roses. And the part of the song I specifically picked is how many tear-stained sonatas must I sing for you to see? I never believed in you because you never believed in me. Fucking vocal delivery on this at the end of the song, and then it just caps off with like that very slow fade out into the song, and just like that emotional like upbringing, and then the wording and the lyricism in itself. Just basically, how many backs do I have to break to keep being and keep being what you see until at which point do I believe in love and believe in what's going on. And Holding Absence just like nailed this song on the fucking head, and there's genuinely not much more else I can say. If you haven't listened to the song and haven't understood like the emotion behind it, is like, give it a listen.
Yeah, I was about to say that is one of the best songs on that album that I have spent a negative amount of time listening to. I have not listened to that song. Like, I know it's a good song, but I've just barely spent any time with it this year, and I need to fix that.
+1.
That's all I got on that.
Besky, does that mean it's my turn?
It's your turn,
Sir.
Derek.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So the runner-up for my best lyric verse chorus of the year goes to the chorus in Angel of Death by Manchester Orchestra, and just how ethereal and almost haunting it sounds, and especially the note change on the last word of each chorus. And then my winner for the Talk to a Friend Award is the first verse in Exile by Loveless.
I can see you standing, honey, with his arms around your body, laughing but the joke's not funny at all.
Oh shit.
Damn.
Interesting.
This is like, it's my favorite cover of the year, tied with Bad Habits by Conquer Divide, because I had to make enough choices for this year and I didn't want to make any more.
I was thinking about like maybe do we throw in a best cover of the year award, and then I realized like, oh, I've only listened to like 2 covers.
Yeah, dog,
this
there's like
year,
5 covers. I don't know.
The best cover I heard this year didn't even come out this year, so that's how it be.
Hearing this song for the first time, and like all of us being equally in awe,
Yeah.
was like one of the more memorable moments for me from our album, like Listen Togethers. This is a cover of a Taylor Swift song, and I never really got into the original because of Bon Iver's part, the feature, and that's this verse 1 and like the first kind of chorus. I don't like his voice, and I couldn't get into it. But like this first one has, in contrast to that, my favorite delivery of any song I heard this year. Julian's delivery of, pull it up, I can see you standing, honey, with his arms around your body, laughing, but the joke's not funny at all, is just like perfectly executed. Like, especially the way that he softens his voice on the not funny at all part. I would get like a primal urge to go listen to that like 20-second segment of the song just randomly in my car. Like, I'd be listening to something, I'd be like, oh shit, I want to hear that, and I have to throw it in queue, listen to the first 20 seconds and move on. Like, I love it so much. It's just fantastic. I mean, yeah, I love Loveless. I love Julian. I love this verse. This is just a phenomenally executed verse that does a great job building up to the next part of the song. And yeah, I mean, it's just, you have to hear it to experience it. But best delivery of anything all year, hands down. Love it.
I'm going to repeat and say that another song that I spent negative amounts of time with this year that I need to go and fix.
Criminal.
Oh, I gotta agree, Derek. I don't know if you didn't say it was your cover of the year, but I think it's my cover of the year.
Yeah, I mean
And-
it's just so well done.
I honestly didn't know it was a cover until like months after it was released.
Yeah. Well, I didn't recognize it because I had such a poor time with the original that I was just like, oh, this is neat. Like, this is really good. And then, oh, it's a Taylor Swift cover. Whoops. Did it better than Taylor Swift did. Julian
100%.
is better than Taylor Swift. I'm putting that one right on the table.
Quote of the year.
All right, Jacob.
All right. My runner-up for best lyric is Sleep Token, Fall For Me. And it's verse 2 in the song, and it goes like, my insecurities surrounding me like lions in the den, and I feel like I'm losing touch with what I am again. Slowly I remember why I cannot pretend that I never think of you in all the screaming silence. And then he screams, oh God, I wish you were here.
Before you move on to your actual pick, I just want to say fantastic choice on picking that song for best lyric and not like any sort of vocal delivery.
See, that is the thing. I don't know if I'm supposed to go in here, but I do not like this song, but it is lyrically fantastic.
Yeah.
And now?
And now, the winner of Lyric of the Year for me is Iridescent by Silent Planet.
Oh, yeah.
And I mentioned in last episode that this song is about Garrett's dog, and I mentioned like my dog passed away earlier this year, or like a month ago, and this song really connects with me. So I'm gonna read pretty much the whole end of the song, if that's okay.
Go for it.
Go for it.
When the hospital dissolves and every storm reaches resolve, I'll find you there past the fog, iridescent. As the moon waved her goodbyes, I saw you in 1,000 lights, eternity in a moment, iridescent. So pull me back from the nightmare, I'd rather be fragile than forever alone. So pull me back from the nightmare, I'd rather be fragile than forever live forever alone. How can I be strong enough to let you go? Burning through a patchwork sky you left on chariots of fire. I only know that you will go where love can bring you home.
You can't hear it, but I'm clapping.
I just felt like I heard like a lullaby of someone trying to like send me to sleep. Not in the sense of like a bad thing, but like the way that you spoke those lyrics was just like, man, that hit the spot.
There is a tear in my eye.
Yeah, this song, like I said, it means a lot to me, and the lyricism is just insane. Like burning through a patchwork sky you left on chariots of fire. That's like epic,
The imagery.
badass. Yeah,
Badass.
imagery. It is badass. So this song is for Toby.
A favorite here at the Hivemind.
Yes, the
You're
dog
almost-
Toby.
The dog. Yeah. that-
Not me. I'm
point
not.
of point of clarification. No, we fucking hate Jacob, but
Well, I think that's a wrap on our favorite verses, favorite lyrics, whatever you want to call it. The honorary Talk to a Friend award. On the other end of the spectrum, we have our honorary Solence Award. Our least favorite songs of the year.
also lyric, album, EP, etc. Correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Just least favorite
I gotta
blank.
clarify.
Least
You're
favorite
giving
blank.
me a. I'm on the verge of a stroke every time you don't include something because I'm afraid that I've missed out.
Now, I limited myself to just best or worst lyric here. In hindsight, I probably didn't have to. And maybe I would have better picks. But alas. My runner-up pick for least favorite lyric goes for... This is one of two things that you guys are probably unfamiliar with. Everything else that we'll be discussing is something we've discussed on the podcast. But my runner-up is the pre-chorus to Glass Crown by Phantom Elite, where it goes... hold on, let me find it written down real quick. Shout to the world your every single move. You're in the hashtag groove.
We love that.
And
Do
it.
they say hashtag?
Yes, they say
out loud?
hashtag groove.
My God.
And it sucks because genuinely that song fucking bangs otherwise and is one of the most like underrated albums of the year in my opinion, but fuck that line. Fuck it in every single letter of that hashtag groove. But my least favorite song of the year, y'all, it's time for a heel turn. Push Me to the Edge by Solence. Solence apologist no more.
Thank
Fuck
God.
this song.
Funnily enough,
Opening
this
up
is
to
my
the
runner-up.
orb.
This is your runner-up, Justin. Okay.
This is my runner-up.
Fuck this song. Holy shit. God. I tried to have Solence's back this entire year when you guys were just dogpiling on them for like, I miss the old Solence. And yeah, I miss the old Solence too. But nothing left my jaw just like stunned in first grade lyricism like this song did this year. I thought that I might have an easy out with this award by going to Chase Atlantic because I did not particularly care for that album. And there is some lyricism on there that I genuinely don't really care for because I can't relate to a lot of the lyricism that they talk about on that album. And this song manages to just be worse in almost every single way than like even my least favorite songs off of that Chase Atlantic album. Sorry to disappoint you, Derek.
It's okay. Please, Zen, he sucks. I'm with you. I'm with you. That
like-
some of the songs off that album were in contention for me, so I'll let you have it.
But like, there's lyricism like it literally lyricism. My singing was bad. Said he simply had to break it. What he didn't know is that I was a fanatic, so I called up my boys and we started going manic. We practiced and we practiced. Yeah, we fought it like it was war. I wrote 1,000 choruses, then wrote 1,000 more. Just to prove him wrong on the words that he'd say. 10 years fucking later, look where I am today.
It's not even like the lyric delivery as well, like the instrumentation. And
Yeah,
that
the
song in
instrumentation. And then the worst vocal delivery comes after the chorus where it's like, push me just push me to the edge. And it's fucking atrocious.
It's so bad. It is. It's so fucking terrible.
I am putting my fist down. Solence apologist no more. I want a refund on my nickname in the Discord.
You can change it.
I want a refund. Fuck this song.
You
That
literally
is
can
all.
Change it.
It seems that the Kings have kept their place as the
That's what I'm
award.
saying.
They've-
Solence
they've-
Award
they've kept it.
2021 goes to Solence. Like, it's poetic.
I have nothing more to say.
Justin, you mentioned that was your runner-up, right?
That was my runner-up.
So what won for you?
What
it
could possibly be
was,
worse?
Misfortune, The Day the Sun Died, Spotify release.
Been a part of the 4L crew. You always been a little bitch, and I'm saying it like it is, right? Fuck you. Fuck your shitty ass fucking band. Say the fuck up out of my shit, aight?
Because they decided at the start of the fucking song to put a 30-minute, or not 30-minute, 30-second, 30-minute.
I remember you showing me this.
30-second clip of like some phone call with Johnny Craig to say some
What?
shit. It's so fucking dumb.
What
Go
color
listen
are your
to
fucking eyes?
No, go like it's like a voicemail message from like Johnny Craig or some shit. And like
What?
if you go listen to the YouTube release of this song is actually really fucking good. Like I am angry at this because this song easily would have hit my top 5 favorite songs of this year.
Dude, I'm sorry. I love the fact that this song would have hit your top 5, but it's now the worst because you had to listen to a Johnny Craig voicemail.
Well, no,
for
it's
30
not
seconds.
that. No, it's literally just that clip. If that clip was removed from the Spotify release, like if they do an album with this song and just take out that clip, this song is like probably that top song of that album easily. And it's like shit, man. It's the second verse of it is really good with like the instrumentation, like the tone change in the instrumentation, where it gets a lot more like like a more heavier rock sounding, when Misfortune is kind of more of this pop punky band. But fuck it, man. I'm so upset by just the single Spotify release of it, and I really hope if this is a part of their album that's coming up at some point, it's done more justice, because that shit is not unnecessary.
I remember you showing me that clip. Like, I don't really care for Misfortune at all, but I remember you sent me that because you were pissed off by it.
Yeah,
I vividly remember that.
yeah.
So fair
I recommend
play.
everyone
Fair play.
after this to go listen to that, because it's the dumbest shit.
We'll see. I listened to a Johnny Craig voicemail for 30 seconds at the end of Blue Dream by Dance Gavin Dance, and I'm vibing. So maybe this is my new favorite song. We'll see.
Hell yeah. That's all I got on that, though.
So I guess that brings it to me. My runner-up for the Solence Award is a song, and it's Lost by Maroon 5, which is legitimately the worst pop song I heard all year, maybe ever. It's the worst song in general I heard all year. It is legitimately terrible. Fuck you, Maroon 5. We'll be getting more into that next episode. The winner for the Solence Award goes to an album, and it's Chemical Warfare by Escape the Fate.
Now is the time, I'm gonna explode. Get hold on, yesterday's gone. I'm counting on you. We're seconds away.
That's a good one.
That's a great pick.
This album fucking goes, dude. Dude, Escape the Fate hasn't been good in what, 6-7 years, maybe? And like, this continues that trend of them being. They somehow got worse than their 2018.
It has
album,
one good song on it.
No, stop. No, wrong,
I'm sorry.
incorrect.
I'm sorry.
This album is atrocious material from a band that I know could be good, but is actively choosing to not be, which is like one of the greatest sins a band can commit, to be honest. Like I heard there were two other albums I heard this year that are like objectively worse, and it was the new J. Cole album and the new Eric Church album. But like Escape the Fate has
This one infuriates you more?
Yeah, because it has the distinct honor of being the only album where I like not only could not make it through half of the song and only sat through the first half because I wanted the last.fm plays. But I managed, while on 2 Red Bulls, to yawn during every single song on the second half of this album. Like, it's so bland and boring and terrible. It is an affront to both the scene and to rock music in general. And I really hope that Escape the Fate just calls it quits and retires so they can stop staining their discography with whatever shit they continue to push out. I mean, it's just terrible. Just awful. No. Fuck this album. Fuck this band. I'm sick of it and I've had enough.
Honestly, I'm surprised nobody mentioned Go Ghost Like Danny Phantom.
Is that your runner-up?
No.
Oh.
I'm just surprised.
That one didn't even come to mind.
Yeah, that
That's
one
how
didn't
much
even
I
come
didn't
to
like this
mind.
album.
That one didn't
Yeah.
come to mind, no.
I
It's 'cause
thought
the rest of that
everybody was
album-
going to choose it.
that rest of that EP was good enough that I feel like it pushed it out of my mind.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right. So, my runner-up goes to Bad Wolves on their song Comatose.
Oh,
And
I know
it's-
this is going. Yeah.
It's literally just, here's to the end, will I break the spell, or just end up in hell? IDK LOL.
You said
I'd
Bad
repress
Wolves
that. I
Comatose,
want you
and
to
I'm
know
like, oh yeah, yep, that's the one.
Am I
And
missing
the
anything by
winner.
skipping that album?
What?
No, you didn't. You did not
Okay,
miss
good.
anything.
There's a couple of good songs. That's it.
My winner for the Solence Award goes to Machine Gun Kelly
Yes.
on, what is it? Love Race. That's the song. name.
Oh. What?
God was a girl, the devil wore a t-shirt. Love is a game and they were kissing in the bleachers.
You thought he was
first
going for
verse.
Daywalker, huh?
Yeah, what the fuck?
No,
It's
it
the 180. Okay.
It goes for the first verse on Love Race. I found a silver ring and put it on my finger. I picked up my guitar and played for the Reaper. God was a girl, the devil wore a t-shirt. Love is a game and they're kissing in the bleachers. An otherwise pretty good song.
I don't even think that opening line is that bad personally.
I think it's really cringy.
Man, I think this is the part where the Hivemind falls apart because Love Race is literally like the only tolerable Machine Gun Kelly
It is
song.
a good. This is the thing. I like the song, but this lyric bugs me every single time.
So the same story as me with Phantom Elite, basically.
No.
Fuck the hashtag groove.
It's
Yeah,
literally just
thought-
God was a girl and the devil wore a t-shirt. It was so stupid.
I thought you were gonna go for that Daywalker with Corpse, and I was about to be like, "Yeah, great choice." You know what? That's what I should have picked. That song is fucking atrocious. If I can't pick but Lost by Maroon 5 is my least favorite song of the year, I'm picking Daywalker by Corpse and Machine Gun Kelly. You know, fight. Shut the fuck up. Like I can't handle it. Anyway.
Good song, except for that first verse. It's really unfortunate.
On to our next superlative. We're going to be switching gears again because we are headed to the best breakdowns of 2021. Now, I don't know about you guys, but this was a pretty clear and cut pick for me.
To the Hellfire Award.
Honorary to the Hellfire Award, I guess. Before it gets mentioned by one of the other two.
The other two.
My runner-up pick for best breakdown of the year goes to Pulling Teeth by Of Mice and Men. That breakdown at the end, piece by piece by piece, as it gets slower and slower and slower. Holy fuck. But my winner for best breakdown of the year, honestly, as soon as I heard this for the first time, I don't think there was ever anything that came close. It's the breakdown of Closer to the Edge by Anna Lynn.
Let's go.
This is one of my two biggest pissed off anthems of the year. Whenever I am pissed off and angry and I need to like punch a pillow or kick a pillow on the floor, this is the song that I go to do that. The breakdown is like unbelievable. It is a masterclass in a build-up to an absolute pounding in my eardrums. It builds up 4 times. It repeats the lyrics of "Reach out for skies while drowning beneath the waves. Deep down inside, I'm closer to the edge." And every time that lyric repeats, you add in the drums. Then the guitars come in on the 3rd time, and then the vocals kick it up on a notch the last time before it says "I am closer to the edge." And then the instrumentation just goes fucking bonkers. You get like some of the fastest drum kicks I've heard the entire year. You get an insane scream. And then you think it's done, and then you just get a sick as fuck bleh into Breakdown Part 2. It is fucking unreal.
Once you said that it was like what your pick was going to be and it wasn't remotely close, I instantly knew it was going to be Anna Lynn.
Yeah.
This is one of the best songs off the album for sure.
Yeah, and it's frustrating because there's only 2 good songs on that album. And,
Okay.
well,
Sure.
okay, maybe I'm discrediting it a little bit. There's 2 amazing songs on that album. A couple of good songs and then like a handful of songs I don't really care for. But Closer to the Edge, holy fuck. That is all. Actually, no, that's not all. The other pissed off anthem song that I'm not mentioning is Hedonist by Bad Omens, because I finally got to Bad Omens' debut album this year, and that song is a fantastic pissed off anthem. But not released this year, not eligible for this award. And Anna Lynn better anyway, so ratio. Moving on.
The fucking ratio.
Dang.
Oh man.
Justin.
I literally have my runner-up in my mind and written down, and then I cleared out my doc and I don't remember it. Give me just 1 second. No, I've got it. Never mind. No need to break. My runner-up. This came in fucking fast. My runner-up was Cantor Vice's Machine.
Oh shit, that literally dropped 4 days ago.
Right?
Huh?
Yeah.
Spoilers, that song is really fucking good. Spoilers for our December recap. But that may or may not be my top song of this month already. It's so good. My number one, because breakdowns for me aren't about like how heavy you can fucking get. It's how heavy you can get with meaning. My best breakdown, Starset, The Evolution.
Well, that's a good one.
That's a good pick.
Right?
That's a good pick.
Just
You like that
That's a
pick?
good one.
the fucking lyricism just eating from the wolf's paw. Not only does it like harken back to like what society's doing at this point is essentially being spoon fed, but fucking they went back to being heavy, and a lot of the comments in the YouTube release of this were mentioned like the nature of it was essentially going back to roots because of what was popular, and what was popular to them was like their heavier vocals, so they brought that back, and it's just like mind blowing. These guys are on another fucking level, and like this in general is just like I go to this part, every part of the song, and the song in general is really good. Starset did amazingly on this song, and I feel like live this song is gonna fucking tear house.
That
Part
is
3
my
of a song that I have not listened to nearly enough for how good it is.
that is my favorite moment on that album. That,
Mine
that
too,
breakdown. Yeah.
easily. I had a third breakdown. Oh, Murphy's Law, Suasion, because that was really good with
Yeah.
Landmarks, but
That one fucking rips.
I didn't like it all that much more than Cantor Vice or Starset. So that's it for me.
Good picks. Good picks.
My runner-up for best breakdown of the year goes to the breakdown in the Night by Phineas, because who doesn't love a good guitar solo into a breakdown? It's like over the course of 50 seconds. It's just beautiful.
Unleash the Archers faster than light vibes.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. God bless. My winner for best breakdown of the year is Foe of the Inhuman by Brand of Sacrifice. I think I mentioned it briefly in the November recap, but like Brand of Sacrifice put out the absolute filthiest deathcore album of the year, and it's like not even really close. It's just like one giant stank face, and I didn't revisit it a ton, but it was by far my most memorable album listen of the year. And on that most memorable album, the most memorable moment was the breakdown at about 2 minutes and 40 seconds in this song. There was already like 2 breakdowns in the song prior to now, but then we get to this one, which is a 3-part breakdown with a mosh call of "I will make them beg for mercy," which leads into a regular chuggy breakdown with backing orchestral vocals that just create like an epic sound. I mean, it's just fantastic. That is then followed by a swift transition into gutturals, blast beats, and down-tuned guitars for the next 10 seconds, which then immediately goes into part 3, which has even lower gutturals and even lower guitar tuning. It just keeps getting slower and slower. I mean, it's mental. It's yeah. You could ask me for like my top 50 breakdowns of the year, and I would just hand you the Brand of Sacrifice album, and you could get 40. Like they're all good, but this was the best one on the album by far, and I think that this may be the superlative that has the like, or at least the winner, except for maybe Escape the Fate, that I went back and listened to least. But much like I would with something like that breakdown at the end of Lorna Shore, fucking To the Hellfire, this for me was just something that, like that verse in Exile by Loveless, that I would feel the need to go back and listen to just because it's so good and I need to experience it just to say that I can. Yeah, Brand of Sacrifice is on a whole new level, and this breakdown just exemplifies that.
Now, as not a fan of deathcore, you decided to send me this song anyway earlier this year.
Yeah, of course.
I still remember when you sent me that song and the absolute blank stare that I gave my laptop while listening to this song.
Yeah. It's
Yep.
filthy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't have to like it to know that it's filthy.
It fucks. I am really interested to hear Jacob's picks.
My runner-up for the best breakdown, the Hellfire Award, goes to Wage War Relapse.
Good fucking pick.
Ooh.
Good fucking pick.
And not the final breakdown. It's the one in
Yep.
verse 2
Yep.
where it's like, you might
Even
call
better.
me insane.
Even better
Withdrawn
pick.
from the pain. Tell myself I can change. Swear I'm not an addict.
just another bad habit.
There you go.
Fucking good
Jake
pick.
And then it goes straight into the chorus. That is my runner-up.
Can I guess your winner?
The winner. Yes, you can guess it. Go ahead.
Is it Of the Abyss?
No.
Oh, never mind. I'll go fuck
I
myself.
feel like this is gonna throw you guys off. This one. My winner for best breakdown of the year is Eskimo Callboy. We Got the Moves.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Good fucking pick.
Did you say Eskimo Callboy?
Yep.
Yeah.
What you know about Eskimo Cowboy, Justin?
Callboy or cowboy?
Callboy.
Callboy.
What?
Eskimo Cowboy? Are you kidding me?
No, it's Callboy.
It is Callboy.
It's Callboy.
Since when?
Since
Always.
Yeah.
Since like 2010.
No, it's cowboy. You fucks. What? No, it's cowboy. No.
Yeah, while Justin's pondering his existential crisis, Jacob, tell us about the breakdown.
It's an EDM breakdown. And
one of a kind.
exactly. It's so like this was my first exposure to this band. So when I heard this, I was like, whoa, what the heck? And every time I hear this song, when I go to the breakdown, my hands are in the air. I swear, every single time. So that is why Eskimo Callboy, We Got the Moves.
Very surprising pick, but I can understand
I can't look at this band again.
it.
They're Eskimo Cowboy is such a better name.
I do like the thought of Eskimo Cowboy, but you know, it's like we need a couple more. No, hold on, wait. We've got what is it? What's that band? Job for a Cowboy, right? Am I tripping?
You are
We need
just
the
Space
four-
Cowboy.
We need the four. Yeah. No, wait. Is it Job for?
Yeah.
It is. Okay, we've got the four cowboys of the apocalypse. We've got Job for a Cowboy, See You Space Cowboy, Eskimo Cowboy, and Kawaii Cowboys. Done. Package,
I was
ship it, send it.
I was probably thinking of Quiet Cowboys.
Yeah, but-
that's probably why I was so broken up by that. I was like, that seemed so real.
It's a Mandela effect.
Actual Mandela effect.
Pretty much.
Let's move on to our final superlative for this episode. To wrap it up, we have the best feature of the year. Now, before we get into this, I just want to make mention that of my Spotify Wrapped and/or my Best of 2021 playlist, they're kind of interchangeable. There are 10 features from 2021 in that playlist. So really, I had like 10 to pick from. 4 of those 10 were in the bottom 10 songs of that top 100. So really, I only had 6 to pick from. However, I don't know where I was going with that, however, transition. My runner-up pick for best feature of the year goes to Murphy's Law by Suasion featuring Landmarks.
This was also my runner-up for a period of time and then literally changed like 2 hours before the podcast.
It was probably an honorable mention for best breakdown of the year, and his vocals absolutely fucking annihilate the breakdown in this song. But my winner pick for the best feature of the year Long time no see. It's Anna Lynn once again with their song Damage Control featuring Masato with Cold Rain. So when I said not too long ago that Anna Lynn album really only had like one good song, I meant to say two. I just didn't want to give away that there were two Anna Lynn songs back to back. But the Masato feature here is absolutely impeccable. It's the perfect utilization of a feature because Masato has both fantastic queens and harsh vocals, and this feature makes fantastic use of both of them. It starts with the queens, you kick into the breakdown, and then you kick into a second gear of the breakdown where you let Masato unleash hell with his screams. And it's a fantastic utilization of a feature and just a fantastic sounding feature as well. The first song that I heard from this band, and I was captivated from the moment I heard it.
This is not one of my favorite songs off of the Anna Lynn album, so I don't have this feature as a on immediate recollection. We'll say in my head.
I will
but I'm
say,
gonna trust you and then go
actually,
re-listen to the
I
song.
will say, actually, another interesting fact is that my favorite song of the year with a feature in it is neither of these two.
I know what it is.
Okay, I probably gave it away, huh? Justin,
Fine.
let's pretend I never said anything.
Sure, I do that all the time. My
Oof.
runner-up. I already mentioned my runner-up, but my runner-up, second place, was No Way Back featuring Loveless and Devin Barris of Sunsleep.
pick.
Good
Yeah.
pick.
Was very much surprised of how good this was, and Lurk is an angel. My top pick for this, Census featuring Roy Rodriguez in Traumatic Addict.
Myself, see the line up. Every day feels the goddamn same. It's like I'm living in a simulation. Master of the mind, but I'm still a slave, and I'm just looking for the separation.
Good pick. Fucking good pick. Fantastic pick.
There were so many Roy features within the last year and a half, and I feel like this is ultimately like
It's by far the
without a
best
shadow
one. It's by far the best one, yeah.
shadow of a doubt. Like it's the best utilization of Roy's both cleans and uncleans. There was Enough Ain't Enough that came out with Siamese and Rory, and I think like there was one other that Rory was featured in. One of those songs. I can't remember. Echoes had one, I think.
And in
09.
tours?
Oh yeah, or Hurtwave and Landon Tours. That was also a good one. But just this one in general, just like the differences in like the cleans and uncleans are pretty variable. But they blend so well together in this song, and the vocalist of Census, that for the life of me cannot think of his name, and Roy, just like they hit it off so well, and the Roy just makes the song so much better as well.
When I mentioned that I had 10 features in my best of 2021 playlist, that song was not one of them, but probably should have been. That song's fantastic, and the feature's fantastic too.
I didn't listen to this song enough, unfortunately, for it to make my my Wrapped.
Same.
But it's still really good.
Yep. Derek,
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, is it my turn?
it's your turn.
Hell yeah. My runner-up for best feature goes to Chrissy Costanza of Against the Current on Little Lotus's Romantic Disaster.
Good pick.
They share the song really well. Very, very happy with that. My number one best feature of the year goes to Julian Como and Devin Barris on Luke's song No Way Back.
There's no way back. Unless you climb out of your own hole. You can't keep me there.
Nice.
Good pick. Good pick.
I was very scared going into this. This is also going to be your number one, and then I wouldn't be able to talk about it fully on like my own. So I was just going to sneakily switch my runner up in my thing if you did that, but it's fine. Man, talk about coming out of nowhere. Holy shit. Lurk like put himself on all our radars with this song. And
Absolutely.
it led to us hosting our first ever Hivemind After Hours with him. So God bless for that. Julian and Devin are both like incredible vocalists in their own right, and both front two of my current favorite rock bands in Loveless and Sunsleep, respectively. Combining them honestly feels like illegal. You know, it's just a recipe for massive success.
Maybe
Like,
not
I was-
illegal, but like a cheat code.
yeah, like, or it should be illegal, I guess,
Okay,
because
yeah,
it's they're so good like on their own as features, and then combined, it's just they play off of each other so well, and both absolutely nail it with their verses. They both incorporate those raspy vocals into the chorus that provides a contrast to those smooth verses. Yeah, we got to talk about the harmony on that held out note after the second chorus and before the breakdown. Just, it's like euphoric. I want to just put my headphones in, turn the volume up, and lay down and let it take me. I mean, it's phenomenal. Yeah, Lurk put together an absolute powerhouse of a duo with these two artists, and gave me, my favorite feature of the year, bar none, and one of my favorite songs of the year as well. Not a spoiler for later, by the way. Just wanted to put that out there. Top 20. Jacob,
Yes, sir.
what do you got?
My my runner-up for best feature goes to. Can't believe this name hasn't been mentioned yet. Courtney LaPlante on Contraband by Make Them Suffer.
I was literally just thinking, like, I wonder if Jacob's gonna mention that song.
Thank God that you did that. So real quick, I just want to a quick aside. There are a couple across all of our awards that I I omitted in having faith that somebody else would probably mention them and I'd get to talk about it, or at least
Mhm.
have other people hear about it. This is one of them. That would be my number 3. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, my number 1 is Caitlin Woodland on Die Alone in Your Lover's Arms by Holding Absence.
Good
My
fucking
top
pick.
5.
Good fucking pick.
I'm glad we're all in agreement there. Makes me happy.
I think with time that might be my favorite song on the album over
So-
Afterlife.
Oh, they better play it live. They better. Okay, anyways.
Dude, they're gonna get Rory out to do the feature. How much you want to bet?
Oh.
Oh, don't get me excited, dude.
Well, he said, which song should I go out with Lucas Woodley?
Bro,
With?
if they don't, that is such a missed opportunity.
That's facts. That's a crime against humanity for sure. Anyway, Jacob, go.
This is like the most beautiful song. And last year I had like, I don't even remember the award, but I had Holding Absence as like my most anticipated for next year. Is that what the award was? I don't remember. Do you guys remember what that award was?
No.
Anyways, it was maybe most improved. I think that's what it
Yeah,
was.
most improved.
Most improved was Holding Absence, and this song blows Birdcage out of the water.
Now that's some high praise, knowing how much you love Birdcage.
Easily the best song on the album, and one of my most played songs this year. The way they go back and forth, Caitlin and Lucas, that's his name, right?
Mhm.
What's
Yes.
his name?
Yep.
Lucas. Yes. Go back and forth at the end. Music to my ears. Well, yeah. And I always say this, but I never know the name, but when they like sing at different tempos, different lines, and then at the end they switch. Oh, it's so good.
Great.
One of the
pick.
best songs off the
Great
album
pick.
for sure.
Absolutely.
Easily my favorite Holding Absence song. Easily.
I think that takes us to the crown of this episode. It's time for our top 5 songs of the year. Now, all of us have picked 5 songs, not a collective top 5, similar to our awards. And we're going to be talking about each of our top 5 songs in some sort of detail. Before our number 1 picks, we're going to be mentioning our full top 10 list. Alrighty then, I think I'll get started. My number 5 song of the year was released in the first week of the year, the first 7 days of the year, and never once left my top 5. This goes to Sad Looks Pretty on Me by Rivals.
I should know how to make that look good on me. 'Cause pretty just ain't what it seems.
That's a good choice.
And simply put, this is one of the catchiest rock songs I have maybe ever heard. Plain and simple. You get a fantastic pre-chorus and chorus in this song where it goes, particularly the pre-chorus is extremely catchy. I was singing along to this like within like the first day. What's happy if it's fake as hell? What's life if it don't feel real? What am I supposed to feel? It's all fake. It's all fake. Just extremely catchy. You can sing along to that like after just a couple of listens, which is just fantastic songwriting. Especially as an opener to the album. I was a little unsure on it at first when I first heard the full album, given that this is the title track as well. But that pre-chorus kind of just sets up the rest of the album as well, which really elevates the meaning, I think. And then the chorus as well. I sure know how to make sad look good on me because pretty just ain't what it seems. And even if it gives me hell, I didn't write down the rest of the chorus. Fuck. But yeah, it's just an extremely catchy song. I love Kaylee's vocals. I love the instrumentation. The little synthy bits in the background that kind of guide throughout the song are just fantastic. Every piece of the song just comes together perfectly. And yeah, the only other thing I think I have left to say would be the bridge of this song. As I mentioned with Are You Listening, Rivals knows how to nail a bridge like no other, in my opinion. The bridge of this song goes, losing sleep for nothing, barely hanging on, trying to find me happiness, but that's all dead and gone. Asking all these questions, barely hanging on, trying to find some answers. Before going back into the chorus of the song, and it's, yeah, the entire package came together. I had this on repeat the first week it came out, and I would go back to the song consistently throughout the year. So that's why Rivals Sad Looks Pretty on Me is my number 5 favorite song of the year. I have been debating the past week that maybe I switch it with my number 6 pick, but I think the longevity the song had throughout the year for me, it deserves the number 5 spot.
Let's get into my number 5 then. In that case, my number 5, Archetypes Collide, Becoming What I Hate.
I feel like I'm becoming what I hate. There's a sickness asleep inside. Try to destroy it, but it's too late.
Damn. Okay.
This band leveled up.
I respect it. I respect that pick. I hella respect
Yeah,
it.
that's a good choice.
They leveled up from December 2020 all the way up to this year, where Sirius X Octane put them on the test drive, and they got a shit ton of viewers and listeners from Your Misery, and then this one followed suit, and just they did really well with this song. Call it, radio bait, whatever. It probably just isn't. It's probably just like a good fucking song. But everything from the chorus, I feel like I'm becoming what I hate. There's a sickness and sleep inside. Try to destroy it, but it's too late. A condition that I can't hide. To the breakdown where it goes, bleed it out, pull the trigger, cut the lifeline, light a match, set a fire for the last time, eradicate the sickness from my mind, rip it out of me. Where
That rip it out of me is delivered beautifully.
Oh, absolutely.
So powerful.
Getting into that, just shit, I can't think of the vocalist's name, but
Kyle, I think.
Kyle, yes, thank you. Yeah, it's Kyle. Just man, he did that so well, and you can tell like his voice from White Noise and Forget Me just soared. Especially with Close It All. I think it was the last one, like the latest song.
Above It All.
Above It All, thank you. That one as well is really good, but I feel like this band this year stepped it up with Becoming What I Hate, and if any of their 3 singles that they put out over this last year has any remembrance in the album that is being hinted at coming out, we're in for a treat next year with this band.
Archetypes Calliste being one of my favorite hidden gems, and evidently you too, Justin. So I respect the hell out of that pick.
All right, guys, we're doing this in the unorthodox way. Who wants to be DM'd song number 1?
What?
This is how we're doing it, huh?
Someone pick one. Someone pick one. Who wants it?
I'm nominating
Justin.
myself out because I'm recording this thing.
All right,
Justin.
perfect. So we've got. All right, now who wants song number 2?
What is going on?
Oh, I need to designate this.
I
Hold
have
on.
no idea.
That'll be that. All right. So then, Jacob, you're getting the next one, okay?
What's happening? I'm so
think
confused.
Derek is
tie for-
indecisive. Derek is
He's
indecisive.
All
got
right.
tie.
I decided to stop stressing about which one of these was my number 5 song and leave it up to a coin flip. So I've DM'd you both the songs that are their respective sides of the coin. Okay, Google, flip a coin.
Oh my god.
It landed on tails.
Perfect. Okay, which one was that? Ah, it's Jacob's. Okay, so my number 5 song of the year is Caught in the Carousel by Tillian.
Nice.
Yeah, there's no way in hell I was gonna pick between that and the other one, which I'll mention later. But I just like I sat back and forth moving them into each other's spots for so long, and I think I messaged it in chat earlier that I said I was just gonna leave it up to fate because
I didn't know you
I
were
was
saving it for the
uncertain about
recording.
it.
Though.
Yeah, I was like,
Wait,
man.
so is
I've
this
had enough.
your number
This is
5
my
and
number
4?
5. No,
This is your 5 and 6.
this is my 5 and 6. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like every Tillian album has 2 songs that they feel like they were meant to be played with the windows down and just vibe while you're driving. On that debut album, it was Someday and Up in the Air. Perfect Enemy had Heartfelt and Satellite. 2018 had Cocky and Blame It on Rock and Roll, and then now we have here Caught in the Carousel and Hands Around My Throat. I wanted to also put Hands Around My Throat in my top 10 singles, but I made the rule that it was going to be 1 song per artist, and this is the one that I think is the better of the 2. So unbelievably replayable. Very, very vibey, very bouncy, especially with, I guess it's guitar, but the way that it's been produced and mixed, it sounds very almost electronic, which works incredibly with the vocal melody, especially in the chorus. Doubts infecting my legs, bouncing up to my head. Am I good enough? Am I good enough? Feeling it coming again, building my own prison. Am I good enough? Will it ever be enough? Which it's a surprisingly very fun and bouncy song, given the fact that it's about like having a low self-worth and being self-conscious, and especially when comparing yourself to, you know, famous people, influencers, that sort of thing. Which is that bridge, they move so smooth, fucking ooze, elegance is automatic, watch them drool, fucking cool, influence is systematic. Despite the lyricism, so much fun to listen to, and one that I found myself, especially after it came out, because it was the last single and I'd avoided listening to it till it was on the album, and then I revisited the album a lot after it came out, but this is the song that really, really stuck with me throughout the year as one that I could just, you know, throw on and let play.
I did not give that song a ton of listens from the Tillian album. I'm gonna have to go remedy that, similar to some other songs you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, it's just so fun. So much fun.
Jacob.
My number 5 is a song that I saw live last week.
Oh.
It is by Bad Omens,
Oh, wow.
The Death of Peace of Mind.
Damn.
That came out last month. Jesus.
That came out last month indeed.
It's a damn good song.
It is a fantastic song.
Bad Omens open the show with this song, and it's just Noah on stage, and it's all dark. It's just Noah on stage, and he does the first beginning of the song, and then all the instruments come in during. I forget what it is. Is it during the chorus? I guess I forget. Hang on. Anyways, they all come in, and it's like this big epic moment. It was so amazing, and it sounds like the plot in you. And my friend who
Good thing to
doesn't
sound like.
my friend who doesn't really listen to this type of music
Mhm.
came to the concert with me. He's like, I was not expecting that, and it's like, yeah, neither like. This is such a sound change for the band, and I think it is a great sound change. I think it is like sounds like the plot in you, but yeah, I think the reason this is in my top 5 is because I saw it live, and it was just an amazing experience. And it is so catchy. Like you can get into the song after like the second listen.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you can be singing the lyrics on the second listen. So that is why I chose this.
Tentatively, that song is in my top 25. I could push it up to top 20 realistically. It's so fucking
You have
good.
to see it live. Oh my god.
I am look, bro. I wasn't like as convinced just on Ice Nine Kills. I hear the death of Peace of Mind, and suddenly I'm really fucking pissed that tickets are sold out in Hartford.
That was my
Shame.
first like Bad Omens live song.
They're
basically,
so good live.
Yeah,
They're so good.
that wasn't it. Yeah.
That circles it back around to me for my number 4 pick. This one feels like destiny, honestly. This song should be my number 1 pick, but it's not. That's how strongly I feel about it. I'm not saying that about my number 2 or number 3 pick. I'm purely saying about my number 4 pick here. Mission Control by Normandy.
System failure calling mission control. I've got a feeling we are.
I listened to this song and I feel like I have ascended into space. I am drifting through the light in the bitter end. I am. Yeah, give me a moment to scroll to the lyrics. I feel like the devil's at my door because I can hear him calling my name. This song is maybe like not my favorite song of the year, but probably the best piece of music I heard this year. Does that make sense? There is a level of artistic ability to this song that I think is unparalleled this year. I just think there's only 3 other songs that I think outdo it, but there is so much fantastic. I have so much to say about this song. It follows up Holy Water in the album, which was a top 10 song of last year for me. And I think I only had it at like number 10 last year. At this point, I think Holy Water is still better than Mission Control, just for reference. If Holy Water didn't release as a single and was on the album, we might be talking about multiple Normandy songs in my top 10 of the year. But it follows Holy Water, and being my favorite single leading into this album, for Mission Control to come and fight for the throne as the best song on the album was something I did not expect. I did not have any expectation that any song would come close to beating Holy Water. And it's the song immediately after that almost does it. There is so much to say about this, as I've already said. I feel like I ascend when I listen to this song, and that relates to the lyricism of this song, where you have in one of the verses, I'm drifting to the light in the bitter end because there can be no life without oxygen. The devil's at my door because I can hear him calling my name. And then you get into the chorus where we used to get lost in the sound of the rhythm, but then we got lost in oblivion. You might think I have forgotten, forgiven. God knows I tried till I killed the sun. Which the amount of lyrical connections to in space, like the lack of sound that there is in space, the lack of oxygen, just like the emptiness, just like drifting. There is so much incredible lyricism. Even the song starts with system failure calling mission control, which like is something that probably like an astronaut would say out in space when something disastrous is about to happen. Like I feel like I have ascended listening to this song for a reason, you know? it's not just like the lyricism is incredible. It's like literally the lyricism is like about ascending into space and drifting off. And
It's extremely immersive.
it is
I
an
feel.
extremely immersive. That is a
Yeah.
fantastic word for it that I feel like I have turned into a 2-minute discussion when I could have just said it's an extremely immersive.
It's a good song, it's your
right. But now that I've kind of gushed about the instrumentation, or the lyricism, the instrumentation is the other thing. This song has one of the best riffs I've heard all year when it goes, God knows I tried to like kill the sun, into that slight drop before the riff. That is when I truly feel like I am drifting through space during that riff. It's like the first time I'm like drifting, like if you guys see an Interstellar, the movie.
Yep.
At all. It's like all those space scenes in that movie with just like emptiness. And it's like in those moments, I feel like I'm in slow motion, just like looking through space. And then that riff kicks in and I feel like I am just like riding on a meteor through space. Almost, if that makes sense. Like suddenly like the speed just like shifts like into hyperspeed. I'm going through like a warp tunnel or some shit. The song is absolutely incredible. I don't know what more there is to say. Normandy. When I discovered them in 2018 with songs off of Inga's, and then White Flag comes out and is in my top 5 albums of the year of that year, I think this song is the peak potential that Normandy always had. And that's why it's my number 4 song of the year.
Dog, if you're that high on your number 4, your number 1's got to be like God's gift to music or something. I don't know.
It's Solence.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No.
Justin, baby, what's your number 4?
Oh God, please never call me that. My number 4 is Werewolf by Galleons.
Yes.
I could have seen this one coming.
Hey, yeah, you could have.
We just need to go back and find all the songs that he listened to like 80 times on the day of release. And then it's like, bam, top 10, done.
Yeah.
Legitimately, you could go back to my last FM and like look,
Yeah.
and this is like one of my most played songs of this year.
Don't mind me,
And-
just opening my browser.
Yeah. And shock that again, this is at number 4, and it's one of my most played songs. But can you blame me? This song is probably like one of the best on the album, and there's a lot of interchangeable like best songs, but this one I feel like puts the theme of the album at the top of the iceberg, and kind of basically like centerfolds it. Those that have not listened to the song, it's basically the big bad wolf and the 3 little pigs just like coming down and tearing your house down. But I feel like it definitely puts more of a darker atmosphere on it. Like that fairy tale, most fairy tales as well have more of like a darker meaning to it. Like Alice in Wonderland is like the whole drugs and everything. This song in general starts off kind of somber with like the what do I do when the lips turn cold and teeth you bear are not your own? I try to love you unconditionally, but you never coming back. And then it goes right into the chorus. And then the second verse where it goes, what do I do when the night turns cold, the moon comes out and you evolve? It's true, there'll be nothing left of you. So when do I run? Where the claws come out in your eyes, they viciously stare down at you. I see the bloodlust in them now. And it turns from that like somber feeling to it's like, oh God, the monotony of life and what the love that I have is now starting to become toxic. And this song as well is just instrumentally well written. I feel like it does a really good job of putting Galleon's Tom Byrne, his vocals really well as the Unclean's vocalist for Galleons. I feel like it best introduces them both, gives them both time to breathe, and then it also has really good I think it's a violin solo, I want to say. I don't remember what kind of instrument it is, but I want to say it's either piano or violin. And then it breaks into like a little bit of a heavier sounding part of the chorus, and introduces more heavier vocals into that chorus, where he's like essentially breaking out of that like evolution and is now evolved in that toxicity. And I feel like the song's just really good. And it was masterful to pull from that particular fairy tale and tell a better side of toxicity that I don't think you would have gotten through most fairy tales.
I remember that being one of the songs that didn't click with me on that album. Galleons stays being a band that I want to click with me in general more than they have. But I know how much you adore that song from the time that album came out earlier this year. So as
I
said,
genuinely
it's-
might be reading too much into that song. I feel like it's.
I mean, hell, I might have done that with
fairy
Mission
tale.
Control. So we're in the same boat here.
Hey, it's all good. It's all good. Music's up to interpretation. It's how you interpret it. That song is my number 4 for a reason. It was actually my number 3 for a while, but my number 3 kind of came in and stole the show.
Before we move on to Derek, real quick, if I can just touch back to Normandy, there's one
Oh,
lyric
no.
I forgot to
There's
mention.
no way.
There's
Go
one.
for it,
There's one
Mikey.
lyric I forgot to mention that connects to all the space themes, where it says, "Gravity pulls me under the surface. I can't remember solid ground." Moving on, Derek.
You know, moving on is a good transition for mine because my number 4 song of the year is "Move On" by Grant.
Oh, I thought you were gonna go "Moving On" by Weather Eye.
No.
Not a chance. This is one where all the people listening at home need some insight. You guys got to pull up the Derek cheat sheet for this one. For everybody at home, the Derek cheat sheet is a playlist of 12 songs that I put together because there's some stuff that I'm going to talk about that we did not discuss on the podcast, and so I got to familiarize the homies with everything that I listened to that we didn't cover. So 3 of my top 5 songs are in there. So, if you want it, it's available. Anyway, back to the song. Grant is an artist and producer that I found on Monster Cat way back in like early 2017 when he dropped a song called Constellations, and I haven't really looked back since. He's like, I would call him a master, I guess, of creating vibey, melodic electronic music. But this is probably the best example of him demonstrating a pop sensibility that goes along with that. I looked it up on last.fm, and I listened to the song 130 times this year, which didn't even crack my top 10 most listened to songs.
Yeah.
But every single time I listen to it, still feels like the first time with the way that it manages to hook me back in. The melody on the chorus is like the instrumental melody is driven by the vocal melody in the pre-chorus. If you have to listen to it to understand what I mean, but before the drop, there's a vocal melody, and then the electronic drop follows the melody of those vocals. It's very cohesive, and it drives the song along beautifully. The feature on this for the vocals is Emily Vaughn, who I'd never heard of before this, but she does an incredible job of making sure that the inflection on what she's singing matches with both the instrumentation and the lyrics, which are about, post breakup, you're separated from this person, but you can't seem to move on even after the time that you've been apart. Just pull verse 1. Way too many faces in the crowd, but I think that I see you. One too many drinks got me changing up the way that I need you. Now we're both at a bar, acting like it's not hard, trying to feel something different. Talk to somebody new, kind of wish it was you, kind of numb to the feeling. And there's just a lot of perfectly placed moments in this song. In the second pre-chorus, or I guess pre-drop, they add like a very prominent bass line to the verse, which was like totally out of nowhere, but it's super groovy. They add vocals to the second part of the final drop, which then brings back in that vocal melody from the pre-chorus in a different way. And then the intro and outro are kind of like turning a radio on at the start and turning a radio off at the end. And it flows well into, like, if you have the song on loop, it kind of transitions into each other almost seamlessly. It's really cool. And that's part of the reason. I mean, besides all of else what I mentioned, why I listen to it so many times, because it's so easy to just throw it on, leave it on loop, and it feels like you're listening to one great song over and over and over again in kind of a cohesive loop. So, this was just like a masterclass in electronic pop and in creating hooks and melodies, and I can give nothing but full props to Grant and Emily Vaughn for this song. I mean, it's just fantastic.
Did you have me listen to this at one point earlier? in the
Yes, I did. I
Okay.
did.
year?
You said it was good, but you didn't think you'd come back to it. And it made me sad.
Yeah. I'll have to give it another spin because I didn't get to give everything in your cheat sheet a full listen. Given that I had a final exam about 30 minutes before we recorded this episode. so-
Can't blame you. I the vision that I had was that because you guys hadn't heard it and you wouldn't wait, I just stroked out mid-sentence. 1 second, I need to recollect myself.
It's been a while
Because you
since
guys,
one of those.
I
happened.
know. Well, the awards show had to have one, right? Like I feel like it's tradition.
Yeah.
But that if you wanted to listen to the song or whatever while I talked about it or the EP or whatever, because that way you'd have an idea of what's going on rather than afterwards or before.
Unfortunately,
up to
I
y'all.
can't do that because then it would ruin the
Oh,
recording.
that's right. And Jacob's also recording.
So-
Well, never mind. I lied to you. All right. Well, good try, guys. We'll get them next time.
I can listen. I have a never mind.
Separate tracks.
Whatever.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, Jacob, hit us with your number 4.
My number 4 for what is this song of the year?
Yep.
Song of the year.
My 4th place song of the year goes to 1,000 Below. Gone to Me.
Let me break my bones just to feel the tone that you were.
Ooh.
Good
I
pick.
forgot this song existed until literally today, where I was looking back in my playlist and was wondering why this didn't crack my Wrapped, because it's
So-
really good.
I remember the night this song came out, I listened to it 26 times.
Forgot about
That's a
that.
lot of
Yeah, that's
times.
right.
Yep, I also remember that.
26 times in the first night. And I'm still not tired of it. And I think that is why I put this here, because it came out in February. This is like the song that was released the longest ago on my songs here.
Mm-hmm.
So the longevity of it is why I chose this song, and I think it's so catchy. It's got like it's a good mesh of the first 1,000 Below album and their second one,
That's a good way to
And-
put it, actually. Yeah.
and I can't wait to see what they have next. I wish they released more this year, but this was a really good surprise, and I think they said they're releasing an album next year.
It's
But-
criminal how they haven't put anything else. And then this song released the same time Hostage by Normandy released, and that was literally like one of the better
Yep.
release days in that half of the year.
Yep. I certainly had those two songs on rotation for a while. I will not deny that. Good pick. Good pick.
Thank you. So let me just read some lyrics here. I'm gonna read the chorus because I love the chorus. It's so catchy. It's that now. Well, there's a pre-chorus but I'm still trying to forget that now you're gone. Let me break my bones just to feel the tone that you want. See you drift and I'm breaking down. You're all the way gone. I hate that now you're gone. And then the screamed outro, or the screamed out outro and the screamed
Breakdown.
break. I guess it's a breakdown. Whatever. I guess it is. James sounds better than he always has, or better than he has before. So, that is my number 4.
I think if the next 1,000 Below album reminisces off of this song, it's very likely going to be my favorite 1,000 Below album. So,
I'm slowly beginning to realize how fucked we are next year with how many good albums are slated to release.
bro, we say that at the beginning of every year. At this point.
Yeah, but I think next year is just equally. We're all fucked.
Okay,
We
yeah,
accept
fair
it.
enough, fair enough. My number 3 pick. Justin, this one's gonna make you happy if I had to assume. Never Tell, Know My Loneliness.
Nobody knows me best like I know my loneliness.
Good pick.
Good pick.
I should have expected this actually.
Yeah,
pick.
yeah.
I
you did a
didn't.
music
I
video
made
for
an
it.
entire music video for a college class on this song for a reason, you know.
I should have expected this.
You know.
I'm surprised I didn't expect it sooner.
I feel like this is probably the most predictable song in my top 5, to be honest. So, effort. Good job, guys. Anyway, yeah. This song is the Talk to a Friend equivalent of 2021 as far as I'm concerned. This should have been one of my picks instead of was it Red Hooker Rivals, honestly, because this is the honorary Talk to a Friend. This is like this song does what Talk to a Friend did for me last year. It is extremely personal. The lyrics are unfortunately extremely relatable at times. And Jeremy's vocal delivery on top of that just makes it a masterpiece. I've got a couple of lyrics that I really want to pick out from the second verse where it says, I'm severing ties and I don't know why. I'm watching the days roll into nights. It's never the time. I guess that is fine. I'm stuck in a fragile state of mind. And then the end of the verse is, it's not any secret. I struggle to speak up. I think I might erupt. Someone save me. And as someone that struggles to socialize at college, I have my friends, but in general, it's something that I struggle with. Those lines in particular have really resonated with me. All the days where I am sitting in my room thinking like, there's some really cool people that I would like to get to know better, but I don't know how to get to know them better. And this song just embodies that for me. And it's the Talk to a Friend of this year for me. Talk to a Friend was my number 2 song last year. This is the equivalent this year. It's number 3. I don't have too much more to say. I have less to say about this one than Normandy is my number 4 pick, but I think it means a lot more to me personally. Shout out to the boys for coming on for an After Hours episode earlier this year, by the way, while we're here.
Facts.
Oh yeah.
Probably
Damn
my
good
favorite
song,
one this
damn
year.
good band.
Yeah. This song single-handedly made me appreciate that entire album significantly more. Like, I hear the other 3 singles leading into the album, and I'm like, yeah, this Never Tell album might be decent. It might be all right. I hear this song, and suddenly, like, all of the singles and, like, even the non-singles that we heard after this album comes out were like, damn, this band's kind of really nice. So, and I have Know My Loneliness to thank for that, so. Justin, your number 3 pick.
My number 3, and why I laughed so much when you said Know My Loneliness and I Never Tell. Never Tell. Dark Cloud.
Oh, man.
Tell me how to cope now. It feels like I've been living with a dark cloud that's hanging over me like
Oh man.
Oh, man.
Oh, man, indeed.
That's a shame. I'm just gonna let you say first before I say anything.
How dare you? All right.
Wait, what is it?
What the fuck? Well, Jake's got a... No, Jake, bad, wrong.
I'm sorry.
Incorrect.
I'm sorry.
No, no.
You're shitty,
All right.
you're shitty.
So, Jacob, you're muting him whenever he speaks during the song. Thank you very much.
I'm muting myself. Thank you very much.
Appreciate you. Man, this song, fuck, this is probably one of my favorite closers of this year. Just no competition. Anything that Jake said on Know My Loneliness can honestly translate to this song really well. I feel like Never Tell did lyricism so well in this album, and this song is no different. I feel like to better understand like why the song is one of my favorites, it's kind of open up about more of myself. I did that a lot last year with some of my picks, but I feel like this year is no different because this song in general is putting the weight on your shoulders that you're not good enough, you're not ever gonna live up to what someone wants. I feel like that embodies a lot of how I see a lot of my relationships. Just more so the fact that, you know, I feel like I keep having to hit some bar that's not really set because that's not how people should perceive. But it's how I feel like I need to stay relevant in someone's life. And for a period of time back in 2016, 2017, that's kind of what put me in like one of my lowest points, and basically I kind of shulked out of society for like 2.5 years and
You
didn't
were
like
living with the dark cloud.
essentially, and it's like I choked out of society. I didn't really do anything. I didn't have a job around that time. I dropped out of college, and I feel like this song kind of embodies that, like, need to live up to someone's expectations, but um feeling like you're just not good enough. And I feel like that's a lot of what I was dealing with within those last couple of years. And thankfully I'm in a much better mindset now and can actually like enjoy and appreciate myself more than how I was 2 or 3 years ago. And this song in general just harkens back to that point. I wish I could scream, but my throat is so tight. It's driving me crazy. This ain't right. Feels like I've been living with a dark cloud that's hanging over my head like a halo, and everyone's saying, "Yeah, that's too bad. Yeah, that's too bad." And it's that coping mechanism that music really has, and I feel like if this song came out during that time, I feel like easily this song would have like excelled and been my number one easy. But um, and it's just go listen to this fucking song. It's really good.
Yes, I will, but can I rip the bandage off that I've been hiding for the past few minutes?
Uh-huh.
Okay, point being, I think that Dark Cloud is the most underwhelming song on the album. I'm sorry.
Oh man.
It is the one
Justin,
song on the
no.
album that has not clicked with me.
Justin down. Justin down.
Justin's down bad. Justin's down bad. I'm sorry.
I mean,
I'm
I
sorry.
fully expected that opinion when I came to this,
Yeah.
so I'm just gonna tell you you're wrong and
yeah,
move on.
everything you said about the meaning of the song, yes, absolutely, you're 100% right. But when I listen to Dark Cloud, I just can't help but feel underwhelmed compared to everything else that I hear on that album. So, damn
Yeah,
shame for me.
That's perfectly fine. I feel like I'll by itself, if the song was released as a single or anything like that, honestly, it'd probably be a little bit underwhelming. But I think to cap off the album, as well as to kind of lean more into Jeremy's vocal side, I will say one thing I don't like about the song, and why I also kind of feel like it's a little step down on my list, is the way he has his voice projected on the song in general. Like that kind of echoey tone, but I feel it works for the song. It's just something that took me a couple listens.
Man, I really hope that Jacob's number 3 pick isn't also depressing and personal, because like mine is too.
No,
And
none
like
of,
we
none
can't
of
have
mine
the
aren't,
full
to be
run.
honest.
Okay, good, perfect.
None of my songs are.
Another one off the Derek cheat sheet. My number 3 song of the year is "Redecorate" by 21 Pilots.
Damn.
Full disclosure, I do not like 21 Pilots.
You just really like this song, evidently.
Yeah, if you would have told me at the start of 2021 that I would have a 21 Pilots song in my top 5 songs of the year, I would have bust out laughing and called you crazy. Like I've never been a 21 Pilots fan. What usually happens, and this is as far back as whenever Blurryface came out, is that I'll listen to the album, I'll like one song, I'll play it for 2 months and leave it, and it'll be done. In continuing with that trend, I think that the rest of this album, and Soft of Scaled and Icy, is not good, very bland and boring. And I was feeling very let down by it because I was hoping that this would be the album that would change things. And then this song hit, and it's the closer. And it has a completely different vibe from the rest of the album. Overall in terms of lyricism, the sound, it has incredible production. I mean, oh my goodness, there's so many small little choices in the background that come together to create this very atmospheric sound. There's certain like bass boosted inserts at points that feel like they're kind of reverberating and echoing and lingering in your ears rather than blowing them out. And There's this vocal variation in the chorus that has a well-timed falsetto in the chorus. He says, "Should they?" Which I guess I'll read the chorus here. I don't want to go like this. At least let me clean my room. I don't want to leave like this because the last thing I want to do is make my people make decisions, wondering what to do. Should they keep it on display or redecorate? And this song is about how when people are feeling depressed to the point of suicide, one of the last things that they do, one of those warning signs, is that they often try and clean up their room and make their possessions neat and organized. And so the last bit of that chorus, "Make my people make decisions, wondering what to do, should they keep it on display or redecorate," is about, it talks about like after the person has killed themselves and is gone, they don't want to make their family make the decision of keeping their room the way they left it before they passed, or having to take everything down and redecorate the room. Like I said, it's a very somber song and a lot different from the rest of the album. And just the lyricism in general. Blankets over mirrors, she tends to like it. She's not afraid of her reflection, but of what she might see behind it. Then they go and there's this rap, traditional 21 Pilots rap style vocals before the last chorus, with the bells and the whistles scaled back like an isolated track, which is a reference to Scaled and Icy, scaled back and isolated. He feels trapped and he's not inebriated. Fair to say he's fairly sedated. And then that leads into the last pre-chorus and chorus, which they change the production up a bit on the vocals so that the ending of all of it feels a lot bigger and has a lot more space. It's just phenomenal, and something that I try not to get like too personal when we record these episodes, but it's something that really hit home for me, especially this past year and specifically these past 3 months. And I've been very thankful for this song because it means a lot to me. I didn't spend as much time with it as I did my number 2 and my number 1, which is why I had to place it where I did. But very similar to how like Movements was my number 3 song or number 3 album of last year, and it was like my honorary number 1. This for me is that same sort of thing where it means more to me than my number 2 and my number 1, but I just enjoyed the other ones more, so I had to give them their space.
In a similar vein to me with Mission Control.
Right. Yeah. But no, just fantastic song. 21 Pilots knocked it out of the park. Incredible stuff.
On that one song in particular.
Yes, on that literal one song. Rest of the album, fucking terrible. Jacob, bring us out of the depths of whatever the last 3 songs are. Give us your number 3.
My number 3. Let me clear my throat. Sorry.
Yep.
Friendly reminder: Jacob is sick.
Yes. My number 3 is "Temptation" by Imminence.
I could have seen this one coming.
Not the one I thought you would put. Honestly, I thought you would pick something that wasn't a single, but I still appreciate it.
So, no, I think this is the best on the album. When this came out, I was like, this is in contention for my favorite Imminence song, and I don't think it is my number 1. I think it is my number 2. Behind Infectious.
Okay. Fair. Yep.
Props to Justin for showing me that song. That started a rabbit hole.
Love the rabbit hole here at the Hivemind.
So this song is basically similar lyrical content to their last album, or to Turn the Light On, except it is darker actually. And I'd never really got into the lyrics because I love the song so much, but it's literally about wanting to give up with a battle of depression.
Oh man, we were so close to. I
don't know what else you were expecting when you heard "Temptations" by Eminence. As number 3.
Yeah, number 3 is the depressing.
Number 3. But we also love number 3.
That's true. This song apart from that, this song is amazing, and I just want to highlight the breakdown in verse 2 where it's like, I need to take control. And I remember in the music video, Eddie's head like comes above the water and he screams, I need to take control. Oh, it's so good.
While we're here, that music video is sick as fuck. One of the
Yeah.
best music
all
videos of the year.
pretty much all of them.
I mean,
are
yeah,
pretty
all of
good.
them, but Temptation being the lead single on such an incredible
Yeah.
music video deserves mention on its own.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite bands. It's Justin's fault.
Sorry.
So I had to put this in here. And
My
it's got a
bad.
violin. Of course.
It's
A
got a
staple.
It's got a
violin.
violin.
Staple.
It's
for
got a
this band.
violin, so that's the cheat code to get into Jacob's top
Yeah,
5.
exactly. You just type in violin and basically you see my face.
Got anything else to add before we move into our number 2 picks?
I do not.
Alrighty then. So, my number 3 pick was Never Tell. 1 week later comes my number 2 pick.
Oh?
Spirit Box, Circle With Me.
This could all be yours. Feel the weight of a motor. It could all be yours if you had the words.
I knew this would be on here. I knew it. That's the one I expected from Jake.
Okay,
Yeah. We knew it was coming, guys.
Yeah.
Like,
This is the moment when I knew Spirit Box were something special. Holy Roller didn't do it for me. Constance didn't do it for me. This song is when I knew that Spirit Box were something special to look out for. And this kickstarted an incredible train of singles throughout the rest of the year, but this is the one that I continually go back to the most. In contention for one of the best breakdowns of the year, outside of the 2 that I had mentioned. And Courtney's vocals, I mean, we've only really mentioned Spirit Box with the feature she had on Contraband at this point. But her vocals, particularly on this song, are absolutely incredible. Her clean vocals are extremely elegant, and then she kicks it up a notch in the breakdown with one of the sickest lines of the entire year. I held the power of a dying sun, I climbed the altar, and I claimed my place as God. Very fitting for Courtney, because it almost feels like she is the god of the metalcore scene at this point, or the goddess, rather. But I also think having that, given that this is the second to last song on the album, having that line right towards the end, before Constant, which is kind of like a somber ballad to end out. It's not exactly a ballad, but kind of. It just feels very fitting to have that lyric as like the last breakdown, the last major release of energy in this song. Towards the end of the album makes it that much more personal. But the other fantastic thing about the lyricism of this song, with the name of the song being Circle With Me, there are a lot of connections to circles in this song that I really kind of pieced together. I haven't fully put together the web, but I have the pieces of the puzzle, I feel like. In the opening verse, where it says negative feedback loop, I'm spinning out of control. Spinning in a circle. And then in the chorus, it could all be yours if you echo birds of prey. And then it ends with vultures circling the flame. I don't know if the birds of prey are the vultures or not, but either way, birds of prey like circling from above, ready to cut down, come down and like attack you or whatever, sending you all those negative thoughts to send you into that negative feedback loop where you start spinning out of control. Are you guys kind of like picking up what I'm putting down at this point?
I'm picking it up.
Okay, because I like, honestly, the lyricism on this song and across the entire album is extremely deep, and I'm struggling to put it all together, but I see all the elements and I can appreciate the elements even if I'm not able to put together the full picture. I'm trying to understand like all the interpretations of everything going on here, but the lyricism is so deep that I'm only able to pick up on parts of it. The one other lyrical moment that I picked up on being with vultures circling the flame, there is a lot of references to fire in this song, and I almost wonder, with all those references of fire being like fire representing your life almost, and like the fire kind like you're on the verge of like that fire being blown out almost. I feel like maybe I'm digging too deep into it, maybe not. But I do think there is an element of that. Overall, every single aspect of the song comes together as my favorite metalcore song of the year. And a little teaser for my number one song here. The only song with screaming vocals in my top 5.
Interesting.
Huh.
I feel like all mine have.
None of mine did, so. Oh, well, no, I guess that spoils it a little bit. Yeah, no. Shit, I don't have a single song in my top 10 with screaming vocals.
Damn.
I don't have a single song in my top 10 plus 2
I
runner-ups.
alone?
Wow.
Wait, no,
Holy
Justin
shit.
had some, right? Right?
Wow.
Yeah, Galleons.
Yeah.
And Archetypes
We're
Command
good.
screams.
Oh yeah.
We're good.
Go
Justin?
figure that.
I would have, if you could have given me $1 million to guess which member of the Hivemind would be like the one to accompany Jacob with a song that had like screaming vocals in his top 10, and like I could have never guessed Justin. Like it just
Yeah,
would not
The
have.
I
post
thought it
hardcore
would be
junkie
you.
with the most.
Yeah, man, I don't even. I got no metalcore in my top. Whatever. Actually, yes, I do, but there's no screaming vocals, so it's fine.
Speaking of, Jake, are you done?
I'm done.
Cool. Let's get to my number 2.
Do it.
No screaming vocals on this one. Holding absence. No more roses.
Damn.
Should have seen this
Alright.
one coming.
I
Yeah.
did not.
After-
I kind of didn't see this one coming, but I kind of did. I
This one
like,
was
that song. I wonder
this one
if,
was a
like-
late addition. I'll be honest and say I had a Traceless song in my top 5.
The
But
Traceless
it
isn't
got
your
knocked out.
number
It's,
one. That's the real surprise
Right.
here, as far as I'm concerned.
Right. It's not even my top 10. There's no Traceless songs in my top 10. And that's just
Justin,
how
are you
good
okay? Are you okay, Justin? Are you sure this is
I'll-
you?
I'll get into that later. But this song in general, just like, I went into a little bit of detail, in the best verse, part of this episode, but fucking Lucas did amazing on this song. The differences in vocal delivery, on this song in general, it gets rid of the precognitions of how the song is structured, and I feel like if you experiment with that a lot, you get some really good songs. One song that I is complete polar opposite to this song, but I kind of like how it also shifts the status quo of how music is built. God of Fire by Fit for a King, because that's also not supposed to be how good of a song it is with how it's structured, but it's repeatable and kind of shifts up the status quo to the point where it's a good song because it does that. This song also, I feel like it's more telling a story than actually trying to like be a song, but it also does being a song really well. Specifically, the first part of the song you hear, if God is just and fair, why isn't my heart spared? I've waited all my life to see this holy light. You're smothering my eyes. I want to see it. I want to feel it. The harder that I pray, the more you make it rain. I'm soaked in all this pain. Forgive me for drowning. I think when we talked about this album on the podcast, we kind of mentioned how this, like the album in general, you have to really be in that mindset to listen to a lot of the songs. And I feel like this song kind of opens up, but it doesn't get to the point where it's overbearing with the with what it's trying to be, and how that entire album is just kind of something that you have to be in the right mindset for. This song in general, I feel like you can listen to any day of the week. It is a depressing song, but I feel like they did so wonderfully with this song, especially at the end. I mentioned this for the best verse, but I'm gonna mention it again because fuck you guys. How many tear-stained sonatas must I sing for you to see? I never believed in you because you never believed in me. And then Lucas's vocal delivery focusing on like that last sentence, and then it just fades out into this like slow but somber sound. Man, the song good. It originally wasn't here, and then I rethought my entire top 10. I was like, no, this has to be here.
Respectable
I'll
pick.
reiterate what I said earlier, that, or I guess what Jake said.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
one of the better songs I haven't given as much time with. Fellas, does that bring me to my number 2?
It does.
Sure.
My number 2 song of the year goes to Big Cat Judgment Day by With Confidence.
Anybody else? And lately I've been wishing that the fire in the kitchen would grow higher. I've been waiting for at least 4 days.
Damn. Okay.
Not expecting a With Confidence song in here.
I kind of thought this might be somewhere in like your top 10, top 20. Number 2, I did not see coming.
Yeah, you know, especially this is one of the I mentioned with Redecorate that it felt like the honorary number 1. This feels like an honorary number 10. Like I'm looking at the rest of my songs in my top 10. I'm like, damn, that's an objectively better song. That's an objectively better song. There are 4 sitting in the 6 or 10 positions that I feel like are objectively better songs than this. Unfortunately, I listened to this song in an unholy amount this year. I think, actually, let me check real quick
Pull
before
out the
I say
receipts. Pull out
anything.
the receipts.
Yeah, I'm pretty positive this was on my Spotify top 5 most listened to. Let me see here. While I'm pulling that up, this was the debut single from With Confidence's self-titled album this year, and it had me hooked on a band that I felt very, you know, on again, off again. You know, I liked some of their songs, I didn't like some of their songs. Prior to this dropping, and this was like, okay, With Confidence just has all my attention. Like, go on, you can do it. This was my number 5 most listened to song this year. Yeah. This song is a definition of catchy. I think I had the note down that the phrase hook, line, and sinker applies here, in that the hook is the melody of the drums throughout the song. The line is the vocal melody in the chorus, and the sinker is the whistling behind the vocals in the chorus that drives everything home. Like I mentioned, it's not. There are songs that I feel like in my top 10 that are objectively like better pieces of music. It's not a particularly complex song that has a lot to unpack, like our number 3s. You know,
Yeah.
it's just fun, catchy pop punk about how if I found this out on Genius and played on my TV, and the Genius kind of look into it plays with it, and apparently they wrote it because they were thinking about, this was written at the start of the pandemic, and it was, well, if every human died of COVID and it was just animals left, what would the last animal on Earth be? And they were like, fuck it, a tiger. So, and then they named the song Big Cat Judgment Day.
That's really cool, actually.
That's the most here that there is to unpack, but it's a fun premise for a song that gets.
That's really
more
cool,
and
actually.
more-
Yeah,
yeah.
that changes my perspective on the entire song.
That's so
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird. It's a fun premise that gets. I mean, I should say it's a fun premise for a song that just gets more and more enjoyable every time you listen to it. It's increasingly more stuck in your head with every listen. They knocked it out of the park. I mean, this gave me. I always wait for that one song from every artist that sells me on them, and I can definitively say I love this song. And With Confidence, I'd had some close calls with. What is that? Fuck me, I was listening to it literally an hour ago. That's Something, and Packerette, but this was that one that did it for me. I'm more than happy with this. Just throw it on loop and let it go for 40, 50 listens at a time.
Good pick. Good pick.
Jacob.
My number 2 is, it's actually the second year in a row where they've been number 2
Ooh.
in my top singles, is Make Them Suffer, Contraband. Featuring Courtney LaPlante.
I didn't see this one coming, but I am not disappointed to see it here.
Me either. This was going to be in my top 10 for a good long while.
This somehow didn't make my Spotify Wrapped, and I'm like, hold up, that's a bit of an issue. Bump that one up into the top 50 at minimum.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
This is like top 15 for me.
Yeah.
Anyway, all that to say that we support you. Go.
Yes.
Yes, thank you. So this song starts with violin. Beautiful start.
Ah, so that's why
And-
it's number 2.
Yeah, that's the only reason.
I don't think you
Next.
have to say anything more. Yeah, next.
Yeah, we're moving on.
This is my favorite Make Them Suffer song, and Courtney features have been overdone this year. Let's be honest. This
Just a little.
is like the only one I like, and it is so good. Even though she sings like basically the same thing as Sean in the first verse, it is fucking amazing. So Booka sounds great, Sean sounds great, and then the go that Courtney does in the second verse.
Oh,
What's with me in second verses today?
We love the second verse.
Where yeah, she's like go, and then she's like, you keep telling us to die for something, and yet you fight for nothing. That
And then a surprise breakdown.
is like, that is well, isn't that the breakdown? I forget.
I could be
think so.
misremembering the song, but I think that comes just before the breakdown.
You're right. It's a mosh call. That's what it is. Anyways, that might be like one of my favorite deliveries of the year, and this is why this was my second place feature. I get to talk about this now. Courtney delivers that go and that line so well. It sounds so fucking brutal and so great. And then she's in the final breakdown screaming as well. This is like, I think it's my 4th most played song of the year. So at like 90. So that is why this is number 4 or 2, not 4.
Well then,
This is the point where we recap everything.
all that
before number
remains
one, right?
is
I love
our
it, man.
favorite songs. All that remains is our favorite songs of the year. So we have only spent time with our top 5 songs of the year, but to recap our entire top 10s, Justin, you have a top 10, right?
I do, yes, sir.
Okay, good. Just making sure.
My first time I didn't. Wait a minute.
Anyway. My top 10 songs of the year in reverse order from number 10 down to my favorite songs of the year. At number 10 is Hostage by Normandy. At number 9 is The Past is Dead by Beartooth. At number 8, Again and Again by Against the Current.
Oh yes.
At number 7,
Fuck.
Closer to the Edge by Anna Lynn. At number 6, Manic by Wage War.
Ooh.
At number 5, Sad Looks Pretty on Me by Rivals. Number 4, Mission Control by Normandy. Number 3, Know My Loneliness by Nevertell. Number 2, Circle With Me by Spirit Box. And my favorite song of 2021 goes to Lullaby by Against the Current.
You're dreaming when the world's a nightmare. Didn't hear a single word we said 'cause we're screaming out loud. Nothing's
I knew it.
Making their second pick, their second song in my top 10. Crash and Burn by Dayseeker finally got some competition in the form of the best closing track I've ever heard, and it did not take long for Lullaby to overtake that throne, if I'm being honest. This is by far my most listened to song of the year, and it is a song about the ups and downs of life, of waking up every day and continually just having to fight, whether it's like mental health or physically, or just it's just getting up and every day is the same, and what are you going to do about it? Like, how are you going to face that challenge, kind of? And the vocal delivery and lyricism is just, honestly, I could say every single line in this song, because I don't think there is a bad line in this song. I think every single line makes the story of this song. From the opening lines of Just Another Lullaby, that immediately starts the cycle of it's just another one. It's happening again. You get into the pre-chorus, or the verse before the pre-chorus, where it says, "But I still surface in morning light, strap up for another fight. lick the blood off of my fist. And the second verse says that same line, but instead it's, man, I feel so over this. Really emphasizing that idea of this is like you're waking up every day and it's just happening again and again. Throw back to the other song. And then the selling point of this song is absolutely the chorus. Next to Never Tell, the catchiest chorus I have listened to all year, pretty much, I think. I'll speak it out real quick. And I've been here before. Tell me how you sleep at night. It doesn't seem fair. How the hell you dreaming when the world's a nightmare? Didn't hear a single word we said because we're screaming out loud, but it seems our cries were just another lullaby. And
Poetry.
yeah, it is poetry, especially those two lines of "Tell me how you sleep at night. It doesn't seem fair. How the hell you dreaming when the world's a nightmare?" It's like even in your sleep, you can't escape all these thoughts, you know. And the idea of because we're screaming out loud, but it seems our cries are just an lullaby. Like all those like traumatic dreams where you're like screaming, but like you're hearing nothing because it's a dream, you know. Just incredibly fantastic songwriting. Before
Shout out to Ollie Sykes.
True, actually, Ollie Sykes did. I forget if he covered the whole song or just the chorus or whatever he was a part of, but he was involved with the song. And then the second chorus adds on, instead of going, but it seems our cries were just another lullaby, it says, but nothing's coming out. And then it transitions into a second part of the chorus where it says, take your pretty smile, tell them everything's fine. Breaking all my bones to sharpen your knife. Didn't hear a single word we said, but it seems our cries are just another lullaby, blah, blah, blah. An absolutely incredible chorus vocally, backed by some of the most memorable instrumentation on any song I've heard this year. Especially in a song where there isn't really a breakdown here. Like usually breakdowns are the most memorable instrumentation in a song, especially for like a rock and metal music fan. But for such memorable drum and guitar work to come out of a pop rock song is something I was completely not expecting. I thought this EP was gonna peak with Again and Again, and nothing was gonna come close. And then I hear Lullaby, and it's just incredible. My favorite song of the year, my favorite closer off of anything, off of any album or EP I've ever heard. I think that's all I have to say on this one.
Perfect choice.
Choice.
Justin, hit us with your top 10 and your number one.
God, all right. So my top 10, I literally just shifted it while Jake was talking.
Derek, you about to do the same?
No, God, no, I left it.
So starting from my number 10, going down, my number 10 was Bones by Soft Spoken. My number 9 was Cancer Vice, The Machine.
I'm okay.
Get it up there.
My number 8 was Mosaic's Day by Day.
Ooh, nice.
Can I just say I already think I know what your number one is?
Probably. Number 7, Idola, Perennial Philosophy.
Ooh.
Number
God bless.
6, a surprise for me, Anna's Okay, Standing Still.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Did not
Oh.
Did
expect
not
that
see
to
that
crack
one
my top.
coming.
Yeah, I did
no,
not
never in a
expect
million
that to
years.
crack my top 10, and then I went back in my likes and I saw that. I was like, oh, I kind of actually really dig this. A recap for number 5 to 2, Archetypes Collide, Becoming What I Hate. Number 4, Galleon's Werewolf. Number 3, Dark Cloud by Never Tell. Number 2, Holding Absence, No More Roses. My number 1, boys, Die Alone by Isotopes.
That's not Cantor Vice. Where's the other Cantor Vice song? Hello?
I loved the Machine more. Can't you tell it's on my top 10 in 4 days?
I'm
He's disappointed because he didn't know what it was.
no,
That's the
I just thought as soon as The Machine was in your top 10 that The Void was gonna be number 1.
Nah, the Void is good, but it's not in my
Damn.
top 15.
I should have seen Isotopes coming though. I
You
should've
really
seen
should have. But no, this song, like Isotopes, I wasn't too into them with their first two singles, Flower and fuck, what was the other one? It's some abbreviation for
WYFM or something like that.
yeah, I guess I don't remember what it's abbreviating, but I wasn't too hot on those when they came out and when we talked about them on the podcast. But this song in general, whatever about it, them going from like that kind of atmospheric, kind of more post-hardcore sound to that more heavier sound to them, just really resonated very well with me. Bringing in a little bit of a like kind of R&B kind of rap vocals for the first verse. The pre-chorus, the chorus in general. Please tell me I'm dreaming. This all feels so wrong. Still lost now. I'm fading into the unknown. If I'm left to wander into the depths where I roam, I fear I'll be leaving another poor soul bound to die alone. And then the outro with I mentioned this in the best verse, but the shake up from so I release the pain, just praying that it does me good. Release that rope because my destiny is not noose. I release my pain, just praying that it does me good. Release that rope, you motherfucker, because it's not for you. That
line hits
shake up,
hard.
yeah. That's the part of the song I was like, okay, yeah, this song is somewhere in my top 10. I don't know where at this point. When I first listened to it, but it's somewhere. And with how long I've had to sit on the song and kind of think about it. I talked about my reasons why I like this song are similar to why I like Dark Cloud by Nevertell. So I won't go into detail about that again. But there is a reason this song I have as of this moment 232 listens on this song since
Jeez.
it came out, and
Damn.
it keeps shooting up every day. I don't have a problem.
He says reluctantly.
Yeah.
Does that take
Derek.
us to
Alright.
Derek's list then?
Derek.
All right, guys.
Hit us with the weird
through-
shit.
There's actually no weird shit.
Oh.
Believe it or not, everything I'm about to list we talk about on the podcast. Little
Nice.
Nas X almost made the cut at number 11. You guys know
Oh,
my number
no.
10 song of the year was Messy by Conquer Divide. My number 9 song of the year was Porcelain by Concrete Castles.
Banger picks.
My number 8 song of the year was One True Prince by Don Broco.
Oh, this was my number 11. It almost hit my list.
So close. My number 7 was Death Wish by Stand Atlantic. My number 6 that I had you guys flip a coin between that and Caught in the Carousel by Tillian. My number 6 song of the year was Eternal Blue by Spirit Box. And then my number 5 song of the year, Caught in the Carousel by Tillian. My number 4, Move On by Grant. My number 3, Redecorate by 21 Pilots. My number 2, Big Cat Judgment Day by With Confidence. And my number 1 song of the year is Rock Bottom by Gucci Highwaters featuring Nothing Nowhere.
Feels like we lived 100 lives, but we're dead inside. So come on, let me down, come on, let me down to your rock bottom, to your rock bottom.
We got 2 Nothing Nowhere features in the top 10. And I think that's a testament to how good the fucking Nothing Nowhere feature is. I thought about it the other day. There's like 3 Nothing Nowhere features that I'm aware of, and they're all in banger songs. I'm starting to like treat him like the new Kellen Quinn. You know, like it's kind of, if you get the Nothing Nowhere feature, it's just a guaranteed banger, you know?
The way in which I would, before you talk, the way in which I would throw Porcelain, Messy, and Death Wish into a rotation for like probably hours and never get tired of any of those 3.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Just so good. I mean, band showed up this year, dude.
Yeah.
Some good shit. This album that it's on came out like at the end of January, and this was my song of the year from the moment I heard it, and it never left. It's been number 1 for the past 11 months, so it was the first thing that I put into my doc, like my Google Doc for the awards when I started getting everything together, because like I just knew it was locked. Like it's done. I'll put that there and figure out everything else later. Spotify Wrapped said I listened to this song 758 times this year.
Holy.
which still feels too low given how much I enjoy it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
How long is the song?
2 minutes and like 50 seconds, I think. Let's see.
Before you elaborate further, I just want to say Spotify Wrapped had my top 5 being only Traceless and Galleons songs, which I find it funny that only one Galleon song made it in my top
Yeah.
10.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's 2 minutes and 45 seconds. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of time spent
That
listening
is
to this song.
37.5 hours.
I'll take it. I really fucking love this song. I don't know what to tell you.
Holy.
Derek be like rookie hours.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Gucci High Waters, yeah, dude. It's
Oh my god.
I will say, I think that in terms of objectively, if you take away any like meaning that other songs have to me and just tell me to like objectively pick my favorite song ever, this is probably it. With if I'm allowed to pick meaning, this probably cracks top 10, and Hopelessly Hopeful by Asking Alexandria is still my favorite song of all time. But anyway, back to Gucci High Waters. He's a emo rap artist I've been listening to since like 2017 when I was in my like emo depresso phase, and seeing him get to the point where he went from producing his own music like in his bedroom to putting out a song and album with incredible production and pop sensibility. It felt to me like I watched my kid grow up, you know? Like there is a very repetitive flowing guitar melody on the background beat for this song that pairs perfectly with the melody and flow of the vocals, that it provides this extra layer that helps each like compartmentalized section of the song move forward smoothly. Like all the other songs in my top 5, the chorus is just incredibly catchy, which I can also attribute to that guitar melody helping get it stuck in my head. And like I mentioned, that Nothing Nowhere feature is just the icing on the cake. Nothing Nowhere takes the entire second verse and adds that variability to the song. It's so repetitive, this song is, but it's repetitive in such a way that it never feels like it gets old, and I can just put it on loop. I mean, it's the same way for me that I feel about Peach Club by Emarosa, which arguably is my favorite album of all time, that it feels like an all-purpose album, that I can put it on no matter what I'm doing. And for me, that's what this song was this year, that it's vibey enough that I could listen to it if I was feeling down in the dumps or just trying to relax. It's got enough of a beat to it that I could listen to it while like cleaning things around the house, playing video games, doing whatever. And it's repetitive enough that I could listen to it while I was doing work at my job or working on assignments for college. Like this was the multi-use all-purpose song of the year, and I love it. I cannot get enough of this song. I'm going to be listening to it well into 2022. I probably listened to it another like 50 or so times between when Spotify Wrapped stopped counting and now, like throughout the month of November.
Jeez.
I think it would be fair to say that I'm obsessed with this song, and I am more than happy to be obsessed with this song because I haven't put it down since it came out in January, and I'm proud to say it. I mean, just fantastic song. Jacob, you get to close us out.
Yeah. I was
Oh
about to
boy.
say. End off
My-
the favorite
If-
songs of 2021. The
If
honor
I
is
don't-
yours.
If I don't hear a certain song in your 10 through 6, I think I know what your number 1 is. So I'm curious.
All right. My number 10 is 2 a.m. Love Again by Paloma.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
My number 9 is Back on Me by Nevertell.
Like to see it.
My number 8 is Blood and Water by Memphis May Fire.
Good
Can I interject here? Because that would be my number 12, Blood and Water. My second runner-up out of my top 10. So,
Nice.
Almost.
My number 7 is Die Alone in Your Lover's Arms by Holding Absence. My number 6 is Ex Mortis by Ice Nine Kills. My number 5 is The Death of Peace of Mind by Bad Omens. Number 4 is Gone to Me by Thousand Below. My number 3 is Temptation by Imminence. My number 2 is Contraband by Make Them Suffer, featuring Courtney LaPlante. And Derek, my number 1 is Alkaline by Sleep Token.
Was way off. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's really embarrassing. Okay, never mind, guys.
What are you gonna guess?
I don't know why I had it in my head that you liked Death Wish by Stand Atlantic as much as you did.
Ah,
I seem to remember you talking about like how much you enjoyed it and how surprised you were, and then that you played it a lot. And I was like,
I
shit,
did
it
play it a
definitely
lot. I
marinated,
did play it a
and
lot.
like it ended up in his top 10, and then he kept marinating and
No.
ended up at his number 1.
That was Paloma that marinated a lot.
I was thinking it was gonna be that or one of the songs off the new Plot album, but
no plot in your top 10. That's interesting.
no Plot in
I
anybody's
had
top
Bad
10.
Omens though.
Yeah, that's
That's
true.
that's true.
Let
Honorary
me,
Plot
let,
featured in your top
let me
10.
reiterate from our November recap that Bad Omen song is better than anything Plot and You has ever done. Anyway,
bad
Oh,
take. Anyway,
no.
Jacob, tell us about Alkaline.
Wait.
anyway, I just also want to mention that if we're limiting my top 10 songs of the year to one song per artist, Blood and Water would be in my top 10. So similar to Jacob.
I also want to mention that there is only one member of the Hivemind without a Nevertell song in their top
Right?
10.
I was
Yeah,
thinking about
sorry,
that.
guys. My bad.
Garrett.
My bad. I noticed it as soon as you said it. I just kind of wanted to see like if you guys would let that one slide and like kind of sit back and skirt under the. Damn. Sorry.
All right,
Garrett.
Sleep Token, Alkaline.
Now you can actually talk
Is-
about your favorite song of the year.
Yes. Once again, my number 1, Sleep Token, Alkaline. This is my most played song of the year, and it has, ever since I heard it, it has spiraled into an obsession with this band, and it was like the gateway drug for this band, basically. And I'm gonna mention again, verse 2, verse 2, where it's just like, oh, let's talk about chemistry. Best part of the song, Vessel's voice is out of this world. Like I said, he's the British Landon Tours. Yeah, every time I listen to this song, you pick up on something different. Like, did you know in the breakdown there's actually like laughing,
No.
Really?
like a deep laugh? Yeah, it's pretty weird and pretty creepy as well.
Very
once you
sweet
hear
token.
it, yeah, and
Is Alkaline
this-
the one with the Lavender Town?
yes, actually, I totally forgot about that.
I remember that because you brought it up, and I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah, I actually, yeah, yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yeah. So this song basically spiraled me into listening to like this band's entire discography, and it's amazing. So that is my number 1.
keeping it nice, brief, simple, and clean.
It is very clean, and this is the only song in my top 5. I'd say with my top 5 with no screaming.
Ooh.
There you go. I had one singular.
I also
song.
had one. No, I had two. Never Tell and Holding Absence.
At this point, I think we're done with our top 10 list of our favorite songs of the year. So, for closing thoughts, are there any other fun facts that you guys have about like some of your favorite songs of the year that we kind of didn't get to mention that we want to talk about quick? Because I have a couple that I could mention.
Yeah, I originally had in my top 5 Adola and Is Okay were originally in my top 5. And then when I re-scrambled my list a little bit, those two got knocked out in Archetypes, and Holding Absence ended up moving and replacing. Galleons Never Tell and Isotopes Never Changed.
For my little fun fact, I had Beartooth: The Past Is Dead as my number 9. As of a week ago, it was my number 6. I knocked it down quite a few pegs in the past week or so. And the other interesting thing, out of my top 10 songs of the year, 7 of those 10 songs came out within the first 4 months of the year.
Huh.
The only songs to not come out between January, February, March, or April were Lullaby, Again and Again, and Manic. So 2 songs from Against the Current and Wage War. And if I extend it to my top 25, I think it's like almost a bit of a crazier ratio of like, of my top 25 songs, I think only like 8 are from the last 8 months of the year. So like the first 4 months of the year kind of dominated the top end of my favorite songs of the year. Give me a second, I can get you the exact number. If anyone else has any fun facts.
Mine's pretty split down the middle, actually, looking at it like that. But
Another contender for me that was in my top 10 at one point was Know Your Worth Somebody by While She Sleeps.
Following
forgot
enough,
about that.
minus Werewolf by Galleons. No other song in my top 5 is in my top 20 the top songs 2021 by the Spotify Wrapped. Die Alone and Becoming One I Hate, just under that mark.
We also had 2 Die Alones in the top 10s.
We did.
We did.
We did.
Christ.
I got the exact number, by the way. Of my top 25 songs, only 8 of them were released after April. So that would mean what?
I feel
17 of my top 25 songs came out within the first 4 months of the year.
I feel like mine was more back heavy, actually.
Mine was
Actually,
way
maybe
more
not.
front heavy. Way more front heavy.
Mine was like
Mine was
And
a-
I'm going to keep the rest
no.
of those a little bit secret until we end up recording our other episodes because I think it reveals a lot about some of my other picks. So
That's really interesting, actually. When Justin mentioned that they weren't in his top 20, like most listened to on Spotify or whatever. I went through. Only 5 of my top 10 made my top 100 songs of this year.
God damn.
pretty sure
And it
all
look-
mine are in my top 10
Yeah,
or top 100.
I was missing fucking what was it? Eternal Blue by Spirit Box, Death Wish by Planet Atlantic, One True Prince, and Porcelain. And neither of my runner-ups made it either. Damn, I fucked up.
Since I haven't
Footnotes.
mentioned it yet, I mentioned Blood and Water being my number 2 runner-up, my number 12. My number 11 pick was Split Personality by Hot Milk, and God, I wanted to try and force that one into the top 10 so fucking
Yeah.
bad. But
Well, that's how I felt about mine. Like my second runner-up, I guess number 12 was Too Far Gone by The Plot in You, and my number 11 was Industry Baby by Little Nas X featuring Jack Harlow. And like those are 2 songs that like I actually spent a lot of time with Too Far Gone by The Plot in You. Same thing with Industry Baby, and I guess I feel like they didn't make the cut, and I wanted them to. I tried to force them in. I'm like, I've listened to Messy too much to make that happen. Like, but
yeah, I
That
just
was
wanted
good.
to I wanted to share a couple of fun facts about my top list
Yeah.
just at the end here since we're wrapping up. This was a lot of fun. I think for all of us, hopefully for anyone listening as well. Hopefully you enjoyed us talking about our favorite songs of the year. Stay tuned because next week we are going to be releasing episode 2 of the Hivemind 2021 Awards, going over 4 more superlatives and our top 5 EPs of 2021. So definitely stay tuned for that. Follow on social media at HiveMindRadio_ on Instagram and Twitter. Follow us on Spotify at HiveMind Radio Recap. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. And let us know what your favorite songs of the year are in the YouTube comments, on Twitter, Instagram, wherever. We'd be curious to know if any of our picks line up with anyone else's out there. For sure. So that's all I got for this episode. Justin, Derek, Jacob, any last words for you guys?
not to come to mind.
No.
Nope.
That's a wrap then.
That'll do it. Yeah.
We'll see you next week with part 2 of our Hivemind 2021 Awards. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Peace.
Bye.